This is the SU-152 Russian Tier 7 tank destroyer, and the main feature of this vehicle is the stock gun, the 152 millimeter. This gun is just amazing. It is a typical derp gun. It has a low rate of fire, horrible accuracy, horrible aiming time, but the gold rounds have a 250 penetration, which means you'll just about go through any armor at Tier 7. Tier 9s, you hit them on the sides, you'll cause great amount of damage. At heat rounds, that has penetration of 86 and a damage of 910, which means the heat rounds can cause horrible amounts of damage too. The mobility of this tank, it can it can reach its top speed, but only it can only be maintained in a straight line. Once it turns, that speed will drop significantly because it only has a 28 transverse speed. Its view range is 330, which is pretty lacking for a Tier 7 vehicle, and binocs would help increase that a lot. Signals range 625 is pretty good for a Tier 7 vehicle. It's not the greatest. Okay, let's go to modules. The radio, before we get there, slight detail. This self-propelled gun is based on the KV-1S tank and chassis. So a lot of the modules from the KV-1S will automatically go to this tank, like the engines and the radio. So if that's the case, you're going to have this radio immediately, 440 meters. It's not great, but at least it will give you good use of your view range. But once you get the upgraded radio, the 625, it's going to be a big improvement, and it's still a little small compared to the other Tier 7 tank destroyers, but it's going to give you a good idea what's going on the map. Okay. The suspension, you're going to need the upgraded suspension and load all the modules. And you gain an extra 3 degrees transverse speed. The engines, you're going to have these two available if you've done the KV-1S, so you just put the top one on immediately. If not, you're going to be stuck with this one, this engine. And it's not going to be bad, but the upgraded engine is just better. The guns. I'm going to skip to the top gun, because the other gun is pretty much the same except a little less accuracy and slightly less rate of fire. But the top gun has an high rate of fire of 8.11 and the average damage of 390. Now this vehicle is still going to see Tier 5 vehicles, and 390 is going to be a big bite out of them. And 390 is going to be a big bite out of any vehicle. But Tier 5, that's almost a one-shot, and in some cases it will be a one-shot. 175 pin is actually pretty effective at this tier. It does have a long aiming time, but there's ways you can bring it down and it's still manageable. Crew skills. The main... Okay, there's really one you really want to work towards. and that's BIA. And reason is 'cause the next tank is pretty much the same tank as this one, except a little more horsepower, a little more firepower. And BIA is really going to improve both vehicles too. But you have to have 100% on all crew members before it becomes effective. And until then, you can help maximize the view range, or if you want to, you can put common skills like repair, which is what I have done. Camouflage is a good idea. Off-road riding is definitely a good one because it'll help improve the mobility of this tank destroyer. Okay, equipment. Equipment, probably gonna want a gun lane driver, binocs, and a camo net would probably help, but any other one would be okay. But the binocs and the gun lane drive are really important because you're trying to get the aiming time of these guns down as low as possible. And the binocs is to make more effective use of this view range. Okay. Small repair kit is a must because if this gun loses accuracy, it's going to be almost useless. So if that gun gets hit, you want to repair it immediately. The small repair kit is for the gunner for the same reason. And it's just to keep fire. Manual fire extinguishers just to keep fires from destroying the vehicle. And that's it. A group of people in my clan decided to go on a tournament, and this is the Battle of the Bulge tournament, and all of them are on Secret. All these replays are from that tournament, so it became very interesting, especially with his tank destroyer using almost all gold rounds. And you could see just how dangerous this gun is. Right now at the map, I think it's Mike is using his Shafty to go over here so he can spot him. I'm going to be moving over to here and get a good view of this area. Ooh, getting good shots on him. That's what a Shafty can help you with. In later replays, I work more with the Shafty than with the heavy tanks. And you'll see that. Okay. This tank is not very mobile, so it's better just to stay in one area and shoot. And if you can get into a good area, you can really hurt the enemy. And that's what happens here. Okay, we spotted an... Oh, he disappeared. Ooh, got a good chunk on that T-29. Oh boy. Yeah, this gun can really... One more shot and that T-29 is dead. But at that low of health, he's not going to be much use to anybody. Right now we're just sitting and waiting for them to show up. There's that T-29 again. Another heavy, possibly a T-29, is closing in. The Surprisingly, that Shafty was very useful in this game because we were able to see these two vehicles and these two, and we were able to figure out that they were going to come around and go over here and come behind us. And with my SU-152, I was able to take shots on them and really weaken them. Shafty's dead. It doesn't matter now. Oops. Yeah, they're just showing up. Got the KV-1S. He's dead. I don't think they can see me, but my teammates are talking on TeamSpeak, so you won't be able to hear them on the replay. But we are coordinating. Starting to make a move on them. This vehicle moves very fast, so shouldn't be underestimated.
Пробитие. Противник горит.
You can also see just how this vehicle can really affect the battlefield. We just reduced him to 1 health. He was no match. Tiger P was no match for this tank. This same tournament, it's all going to be on Siegfried. That's what they chose for the tournament. Probably because it's so similar to Battle of the Bulge. Because in the battle they fight more on the Siegfried line. I guess they want everybody to let the enemy be around this base, and we're all going to surround them. And it'd be just like the Battle of the Bulge. But it didn't happen like that in any of our games. I'm following this Shafty and using him as a spotter. It's actually a very effective arrangement. Just spotted, I think, another heavy, and probably the IS. Well, not the IS. Probably Tiger. We got the T-20 right there. I'm using heat rounds because T-20 doesn't have a lot of armor. It's just going to be a waste of gold rounds to shoot it. So Gold rounds are very expensive, so looks like T-20 is going to attack the Shafi. I don't think he's aware of me yet.
Есть попадание.
He is now. Tiger P got him. Switching to gold because I'm going after heavy tanks and they have more armor. Shafi just killed the artillery.
Я пробил.
Gold round bounced off a T-29. That's a lucky shot for him. Don't count on it twice.
Уничтожен.
Looks like we're going after the ones who are capping.
Повреждение гусеницы. Шанс разрыва увеличен.
Shot.
Пробитие.
Yeah, looks like I'm not gonna last another shot, so. Nope, didn't last. I don't remember if we lose on this replay or not. Here we go. The same tactic. I'm gonna follow the Chaffee, and the Chaffee's gonna spot for me. Very interesting. This is really how you play this tank. You let other vehicles spot for you, and you just pick them off. Pick the enemy off as they come across. First victim. Ooh, T-29. Hellcat just killed the Chaffee, so they're already in trouble. I'm in big trouble right here. Tracks, not a good idea. Just waiting for that Hellcat to come by. Now the frontal plate of this vehicle is very strong, so it'll bounce some shots. That was a lucky shot. The gun damage and the gunner dead. That was a lucky shot. Kill the T-29.
Не пробил.
Bounced. We're in trouble. We have more tanks than they do, but we're not in great shape either. It's just the IS. Oh, that gun was was repaired, that would not have missed. Ah, that's all that saved him. Ooh, we lost. Well, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you come back soon. I'm not sure which vehicle I'm going to be doing next. Probably the A43. This one, I really like this one, this vehicle. Like, I like the ISU a lot more. It's such a big improvement over this one. Well, have a good day and goodbye.